it's Daniel and welcome to this trip report. In this trip report, I'm flying from Glasgow in Scotland to Toronto Pearson in Canada with Canadian leisure airline Air Transat. For this flight, I'm travelling in Economy Option Plus, which is basically Air Transat's version of Economy Flex, which is between its normal economy and premium economy. Air Transat's premium economy is called Club Class. It was cheaper to go with Option Plus instead of paying for the additional add-ons such as a bag and a seat. I will go into details into why this was the case later on. One of Option Plus's perks is a dedicated check-in area, so you can bypass the normal economy queue, which was really handy. I was straight through. Passing through Glasgow airport is a breeze, usually very quick, 5-10 minutes in security, and then it's just a straight walk to the departures lounge. My aircraft today is actually the oldest aircraft in Air Transat's fleet, a 31.7-year-old Airbus A310. Air Transat are actually withdrawing the Airbus A310s in April 2020, which was one of the reasons for this trip. On board the A310, Air Transat has a free configuration. For this flight, my seat number is 6A. The flight time between Glasgow and Toronto is 7 hours. Now it's time for the departure clip out of Glasgow Airport.
No smoking. We need.
Nous insistons. Fumer est interdit. Lisez la carte des mesures de sécurité de l'appareil.
The legroom was good enough for 7 hours and the seat was very comfortable. The seat pocket contained a safety card, an in-flight magazine and a guide to the IFE system, which I will get onto later. The tray table was large, which was great compared to some of the newer aircraft out there. A unique feature in the A310 is the big screen in the middle of the cabin, which is more common on older aircraft types compared to newer aircraft types. Another perk of Option Plus is that it comes with a free amenity kit. This amenity kit contains a bag, a blanket, headphones, a blow-up pillow and an eye mask. Now I'm going to explain why I've went for Option Plus instead of Standard Economy. Option Plus perks included the amenity kit, the baggage, and seat selection for a much cheaper price. It also included pre-order meal, but these costed extra because they were the same meals that were getting served in Premium Economy. You also got free drinks and snacks. If you're a normal economy, drinks and snacks would cost. So all in all, Option Plus was completely worth it and it was cheaper. The IFE system on board is an app you download before the flight on the App Store, or the Play Store if you're Android. For the first hour of the flight, the IFE app was not working at all. Around 45 minutes into the flight, the crew came round with drinks and snacks. I went for Pringles and a small cup of Cola Light. What made up for the broken IFE is that they put Avengers Endgame on the big screen. Since it was a daytime flight, I decided to go all out and I pre-ordered one of the club class meals. I opted for the duck lasagna. The meal came with a warm bread roll, couscous, obviously the main meal, and a cheesecake. Since it was a club class meal, the cutlery was also metal. All in all, the pre-order meal tasted amazing, good portion sizes, and it was bursting with flavour. One thing that I didn't like about the seat was the headphone jack was at the end of the armrest. One thing I was not going without on board the flight was a bottle of Iron Brew. This time of year is typically more expensive than in the winter, so I was really lucky to be able to get a good deal and fly at this time of year. And now for a look at the onboard toilet, also featuring my ugly mug. The toilet had some LED lights, it was clean, and a wooden finish on the floor. Overall, it was fine. The flight was nearly full, with a few empty seats scattered around. Surprisingly, the whole cabin was lit up with blue LED lights. You can tell how old the Airbus A310 is looking at the cabin overview shot and the retro overhead panels. One really good thing about this flight is that the middle seat was free. The seats don't have adjustable headrests, but they do recline and overall are really comfortable. Now let's take a look at Air Transat's app. The movie, TV and music selection was limited, however it did have enough to keep passengers going. There's also an interactive map, which is very handy because it shows where the aircraft roughly is when crossing the Atlantic. I did eventually find myself on Netflix for the rest of the flight, watching movies that I downloaded beforehand. Throughout the rest of the trip report, there will be various shots showing all my drinks and snacks. Around 1 hour before landing, the crew came round with another warm snack. They came round with a vegetarian calzone pizza, a mini one. The calzone tasted really good, bursting of flavour. I ended up with a second one because the crew came round with leftovers. I took this flight at the end of summer 2019 and was very lucky that Air Transat still used the Airbus A310 to flights from Glasgow to Toronto. Shortly after, the crew cleared the rubbish from the snack and came round with a mint for every passenger. Air Transat is currently the last airline worldwide to be flying the Airbus A310 in regular service across the Atlantic. Now for the landing clip into Toronto Pearson. Overall, the flight with Air Transat from Glasgow to Toronto Pearson was brilliant. Crew were friendly, food was great, seats were comfortable, however the IFE system on board did lack, and that was the only disappointment. In terms of flying on board the Classic, I'm really lucky that I was able to get this opportunity to fly across Atlantic on board the A310 before they retired. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I managed to get a look inside the cockpit. A massive thanks to the crew for allowing me to have a look inside the cockpit as well. The cockpit was really retro, and it just shows how far the aviation industry has come since the early 80s when this aircraft performed its maiden flight. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this trip report and stay tuned for the next one.